Come read with me. This is Violet again, and I'm reading from my second book, It Takes Two, A Little Bit Me and a Little Bit You. It's part of my series As I Recall, and it follows after Six of One, Half a Dozen of the Other. This is me speaking. New bride, new challenges. I was 17 years old, on my own, and without a lot of resources. My first year of marriage was fraught with many, many trials that caused me to grow up quickly. I had been raised number 5 in a family of 12 children. I was sort of the middle child. But I was also the oldest child at home when I married. I have often told people that each of us children were the firstborn because we each took our place as the oldest. My older siblings, there we go. My older siblings were all married and had families of their own when I married Dell in 1967. I was the oldest of the remaining children. There were 8 of us, and taking care of the younger ones had helped me to become more mature than most girls my age. I also babysat for my oldest sister Dee's 3 children from time to time as well. But marriage had released me from those familial bonds, and I was on my own in my own little home in Clovis. Clovis was at that time somewhat of a hick town. Not much had changed in many years. The downtown area consisted of a number of small shops, the courthouse, and a few places to eat, all within a few blocks on Pulaski Avenue. Right at the end of Pulaski and 3rd Street was a big red barn. It is no longer there. In its place is a building of attorney's offices. The parking spaces were marked on the road with diagonal slashes, and the town rolled up its streets by 5 o'clock. There were a couple of bars that stayed open later, but mostly Clovis was a sleepy little town. Many of the homes in the hub of town were small matchboxes. There were a few larger homes scattered here and there, but Clovis had once been a railroad town, and it reflected that lifestyle. Clovis is considered the gateway to the Sierras, proudly displays a banner over Clovis Avenue stating as much. Clovis had its own courthouse and had its own police department that is considered one of the best in the state, even now, if not in the nation. Dell's family lived in a small house right near the Y, where 5th Street turns into Bullard Avenue as you head west toward Fresno. Most everything in the hub of Clovis is within walking distance. On the corner of Clovis Avenue and 8th Street is the Foster's Freeze. A few blocks to the south was the A&W Drive-In where Dell and I used to eat. It was November, and my allotment soon came in the mail. Before he left, Dell decided I should get all my mail at his parents' post office box, as they had been in Clovis for many years. He felt it was safer that way, so my allotment check was sent to their post office box, as did any other correspondence from Dell to myself. I did not have access to the post office box, so I was dependent upon his family to get my mail. Dell's sisters, who nicknamed me Goody Two-Shoes, and I baked a bunch of cookies and sent them to Dell in care packages. We knew it would take a while for him to get the package. We made camels and stars and bells and gingerbread cookies. We decorated them with frosting, and I packed them up in a box lined with popcorn and shipped them to him. I hoped they would arrive before Christmas. Since I now had my allotment, I wanted to buy Christmas gifts for the family. I didn't have much, but I wanted to get everyone something. The toughest challenge was buying for Dell's 13-year-old brother. I didn't know his family well, but I had younger brothers too, so I got them all something similar. I managed to get a tiny little Christmas tree, and I decorated with tinsel and a few bulbs. I was always looking for creative or encouraging things to send to Dell to cheer him up while he was away from home. His sister's husband found a small red plastic figurine that was similar to the 3 monkeys, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Instead, it represented see no evil, hear no evil, do no evil. It had the hands of the monkeys over their eyes, ears, and, you guessed it, genitals. It was unique and made me laugh, so I sent it to him. Christmas came and went. Dell sent me a beautiful little wristwatch for Christmas, which he had purchased at the military base in Dong Tam, where he was first stationed. It was delicate and small and one of a kind. Though Christmas was lonely without him, I stayed busy by making preparations for the holiday. My sister took some pictures of me to send to Dell. In one, I was wearing a two-piece nightie. In the other, I wore only his OD green army fatigue shirt, which he left at home. The extreme whiteness of my legs above the knees testified to my life in dresses. I'm pretty sure Dell enjoyed the photos. I needed a car, so I watched the newspapers for a good deal. I found a brown and white 1958 Pontiac for $75. I bought it. The interior, it was in good shape. The exterior was clean and dent-free. It ran well, but it had no power steering. It was a real bear trying to make a corner. And it was next to impossible to parallel park. But it got me around, and it was mine. It would do. The independence the car provided for me was a welcome change. Then it was January. With the new year came challenges. Things were once again taking a turn for me. If nothing else happened during my time alone, I did a lot of growing up. It seemed that everything and everyone turned against me, wanted to control my life or to use me. Some wanted to do all three. I walked most everywhere I went until I purchased the Plymouth. I had the car only a few days when things changed.